So hi everyone, welcome to One Small Step. Today we have Charity, who, if you watched the past episodes, will be very familiar to you. She is in her fourth and final year as a BSc Health Sciences major, and she's currently doing an honors research on healthcare utilization among people living with HIV in BC. She has also worked at SFU Career and Volunteer Services for about 2 years and is the original host and creator of this One Small Step series that you are watching right now. So I'm super honored to have you here. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's definitely a bit strange
Yeah,
being, I think, on the other side or like on the interviewee side. It's a bit strange, but I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for
yeah.
asking.
I'm so excited to have you here. And yeah, we can just jump right into it. As
Yeah.
mentioned, you kind of took on this project of One Small Step and was the original host. And so maybe you can tell us a little bit about how you came about in taking this on, what compelled you to take it on and how did you go about in kind of creating the concept and the format?
Yeah. So I think I wouldn't take credit for creating the project. I think it was just something that was always in the, like an idea with the CVS team. I think was always an idea that they had, Jill, Justin, Albert. It's an idea that they had, and then they just kind of weren't sure if they're going to do it or how they would do it. And I had worked at CVS before pre-COVID, and I stopped working at CVS when I guess the pandemic hit and everything shut down. And in my previous role, I was working on volunteers of SFU, which was fairly similar to One Small Step, but I guess different in its own ways. So I always knew like this, it felt like home. So I was like, yeah, let's go work at CVS again. And then I heard about this idea of having this project. I thought it was an amazing idea, to feature students that are getting involved, because I think sometimes as students we don't really, it's kind of hard to find things to do, or it's a bit daunting when you don't really have any ideas of how does it work, how do you get started, is it hard? So I thought the idea of interviewing students who have done something, who've been involved in different things as students, and encouraging and inspiring other students, I thought that was an amazing idea, and I just wanted to be a part of that. So I guess we then just started brainstorming, thinking of a name, thinking of the concept, how it's going to work. And then here we are now.
Yeah, no, for sure. I like that point that you made about students. A lot of students don't know how to get involved or don't know what to do, and they think that they need
Yeah.
these huge, like big steps to get to where they want to be. But really, no, sometimes it just takes talking to someone, making the one small move that really gets them there. So that's
Yeah,
awesome.
exactly.
What would you say were the biggest kind of challenges or drawbacks when taking on One Small Step? Like what kind of conflicts did you come across, as well as what are some of the best parts? Maybe what are some parts that you liked?
Yeah, I would say some of the I guess the hardest parts of it was, I think because as students, we have so much going on, that sometimes trying to reach a student that I'm like, okay, I think this person would be interesting to interview. That could be a bit hard sometimes, because I do understand people are busy, people have assignments, they have exams, they have other extracurriculars. And with a lot of the students that we interviewed or that were featured as One Small Step, these are students that have now, after taking their One Small Step, they're really doing big things and they're excelling in whatever it is that they're doing. So trying to find time, I think, to speak to these students, trying to find the students, to locate them, like where are they, what are they doing? That
Yeah.
was probably the hardest part, I would say. But overall, I think it was just really rewarding getting to speak to students from all walks of the world, I guess. I think I've learned a lot. Yeah, I've learned a lot from all the people I've managed to speak to, and gotten a lot of knowledge that I don't think I would have had the opportunity to just kind of get a feel of. So it was a great opportunity to do that. Yeah, to get to know people and get to learn things that I didn't know.
Yeah, I was watching like all the videos, and even from those, short interviews, I could tell that you were learning and I was definitely learning. And so
Yeah.
it's always, yeah, I bet that was the best part because that's always so nice to just learn from other students. How has this project, as well as your overall experience working at CVS, how has it impacted your career choices and maybe life choices after you completed your term, and kind of what's been the takeaway for you?
I think the biggest takeaway for me is because, well, I'm a health sciences major. So, science is kind of all I've known and all I've
Yeah.
done. So I think I'd always thought that if I'm going to be doing projects, if I'm going to be working somewhere, it has to be, in the faculty of health sciences, or I would go to the faculty of biology, for example. But when I was seeking like a work study term and all that stuff, I got the opportunity at CVS. I think it really opened my eyes that just because I'm a health sciences major, just because somebody is majoring in a specific field,
Yeah.
doesn't mean that they are boxed into that field. Like that's not all you can do. There's so much more that you can offer. And there's so much that other departments can offer you as well. So I think it just opened up my eyes that there's so much out there and there's so many opportunities out there, and not to limit myself in that sense. I have a position now as a research assistant in a study, so like a scientific study, where I have to do interviews with participants. And I was like, wait, I have interview experience. I did interviews at CVS. So like, don't run away from specific opportunities because you're like, oh no, but that's not my field or that's not my department. You have no idea what experience you can get from those opportunities that you can then use to, I guess, further yourself in the specific field that you want to work in. So yeah, I think the biggest takeaway would be open-minded, and there's so much to learn and so much knowledge and skills to get that will help you in the future. So yeah, that's probably the biggest thing.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah, I definitely agree. I used to not be open-minded with jobs and everything, but since I think co-op, I think I've just learned to take that risk of like, you know what, I have these strengths and I can apply these strengths to this area. Even though I may not have any knowledge about it, I can apply what I have now to this new job or to this new position, to this new company. So
Yeah,
I love
exactly.
that. Yeah, I definitely stick by that. What would you say, from one small step to all the projects you've taken on at CVS to honors research and just being an undergrad student, kind of what is that one small step that you took to get to where you are now, and kind of that one small step that you think others should take?
I would say the one small step is to just apply. So you always see calls for people to apply for different things, whether that's awards, scholarships, positions, honors, whatever it is. Just apply. The worst thing that could happen is you don't get accepted, and that's okay. Yeah, you don't get it, fine, and then you apply for the next thing. So I think that would be the one small step that I've taken just generally in my life, and that I would recommend people to do as well, is to just apply. You have no idea what could happen if you get it. Like, okay, what if you don't get it, but what if you do get it, right? So just apply. That is the one small step. It's such an easy thing to do, but the places it takes you from there are extraordinary. So just apply.
Yes, the amount of times I've been like, you know what, just apply. You might get it, you might not. And then I end up getting it. It's like yes, it works
Yeah.
wonders. Yeah, thank you for being here, and thank you for kind of taking this project on and paving that path for me and others. And you've certainly made a name for yourself at CVS. Thank you for being here. Thank you to everyone watching, and I wish you all the best. And I hope to see everyone at the next episode.